Time now for sports with Kyle Hansen.
Wayne Tinkle is one of the most recognizable figures in Montana sports history after playing and coaching with UM's men's basketball team. After an 8-year head coaching career with the Griz, Tinkle left for Oregon State University to try to turn around their men's basketball program. He's found success over in Corvallis with the Beavers, but Big Sky Country still holds a large place in his heart, and he looks back on his time in Missoula with nostalgia and gratitude. Here's part 3 of our series on the Tinkle family.
It's flown by, you know, and you know, we went back for a wedding last fall, and it was 2019, and I'm like, man, I've been gone 5 years, and it's always fun to go back.
Hard to believe it's been 6 years since Wayne Tinkle left the Montana sidelines for Oregon State. But now in his 6th season leading the Beavers, Tinkle has found his niche with OSU like he did with the Griz. There have been ups and downs, but in his 2nd season, Tinkle took OSU to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 26 years. In the 24 years before Tinkle took over, the Beavers had 2 winning seasons total. In the previous 5 years under Tinkle, the Beavers have been above 500 3 times and are on pace to do so this year as they make a late push for another tournament bid. The success has been there, but Tinkle admits it wasn't the smoothest transition.
You know, it was tough at first because we were so rooted to Missoula and the state of Montana. It was like, man, we were so comfortable there. We were having success there. You know, did we make the right decision? And so there was a little bit of that. And I remember talking to Larry Kraskowiak. He said, you know, you're going to be drinking out of a fire hose basically for the first 6 months. And it's a similar talk than when I got the job at Montana. But he's like, you'll settle in, you know, you've got plenty of experience, and you know, you'll be fine. But just get through the first 6 months, and then it'll be second nature to you.
While the level of competition has changed, according to his family, Tinkle's approach to the game remains the same.
I don't think he's changed a lot. I think he still coaches with that same vigor and competitiveness and fire. He enjoys coaching, that kind of tough, hard-nosed athlete that kind of has a chip on the shoulder, but he's still the same fiery coach with the silver hair.
Something that, you know, obviously we're biased, and so we think he's the greatest coach that's out there, but just how he transforms not only these players, but he's really, and he says it all the time, developing them to be, you know, good husbands later in life, to be, you know, good employees. And so there's so much more that goes into just kind of evolving a player, but really just a person, and he's really committed to doing that.
And he's really made Corvallis too, where, you know, like Missoula, you know, he played there, we grew up there, and so he really had that community behind him, but he also was able to do the same thing here at Oregon State and Corvallis. I mean, he really loves this job and this college and wants everyone else to feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah, it's been challenging, you know, early on. I think it was more the struggles, just me growing up and having to get used to him, you know, getting after me and yelling at me, but then also him not being afraid to, you know, praise me just in case, you know, what my teammates are thinking. So it was kind of a two-way street, but, you know, I definitely knew I had to mature as a person and be able to take his criticism. And he knew my goals, so he knew he was going to push me and hold me accountable. But the past couple of years have been great. We've been there for each other. I have his back to the end, as, you know, he has mine.
Tinkle said sometimes he even slips up and says he's a Montanan, even though he's technically an Oregonian now. But he misses Big Sky Country and is thankful for the time he had in Missoula.
We miss those things. I mean, the people, the place. You just, that feeling you have when you're in Montana, that you're in a place that fortunately or unfortunately, not too many people outside of your state realize what a great place it is.
And the final part of our series, which will focus on Trace Tinkle's journey, will air on Friday night right here on KPAX.